When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitles them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the cause which impel them to separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new forms of government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are insufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. My fellow Americans and people all around the world, my name is Randall Counts. What I read for you at the opening of this presentation, if you were unfamiliar with the founding documents of the United States, was the Declaration of Independence, the reason why we celebrate the 4th of July. For roughly the last 18 months, I have been undertaking the impossible by quietly campaigning as an independent candidate for president in the 2016 election. Now that we are aware of who the other actors are in the election, it's time for me to get serious. All of my life I have been interested in the history of the world. Many of my classmates might remember the murals I painted of historical events on the walls and ceiling tiles of Mr. Peterson's junior high classroom. In my 51 years of life, that love of history has never let up. As my better half can vouch for, part of our home is overrun with thousands of books, similar to Henry Jones Sr.'s small house from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Like Dr. Jones Sr.'s quest for the Holy Grail, my quest has been to understand why the things that go on in the world, quite frankly for generations, don't make any sense. Once I came to the conclusion that I had the answers I was searching for, I knew it was necessary for the benefit of my fellow man, but most importantly my children and grandchildren, and your children and grandchildren, to do something about it. What you are about to hear is the truth, compiled from decades of research. It may shock you, scare you, but after some careful thought, it might not really surprise you. But in the end, it will leave you angry and possibly confused, and hopefully wanting to act to do something about it by jumping on board my campaign to help me. Most of what you think you know about the events in the history of the world are lies, designed to keep you in the dark and powerless to the control of the elite 1%. The United States is hardly the free country compared to what it once was, and the government that was intended to be of the people, by the people, and for the people is operated in secret by the elite. It's the largest organized crime and terrorism syndicate the world has ever seen, funded at the taxpayers' expense and to their social detriment in the eyes of the people of the rest of the world. Since the Civil War, the people who really run and own the United States government have worked secretly to establish the 10 planks of the Communist Manifesto. They have used the operation of the Federal Reserve to use the taxpayers' credit to fund both Communist Russia and the rise of Hitler to power in Germany. The Cold War was really a lie. It was a game. It was the original reality show before TV took off. You don't have to believe me, though. You can research all this for yourself, especially the part about using publicly funded education to dumb down and indoctrinate, i.e., brainwash the masses. And the use of the media as a propaganda tool. The television, radio, newspaper, and entertainment industries are all being used to program your brain, and most of the people never even realize they're being programmed. I can tell you in all honesty that after Abraham Lincoln, the American people played virtually no part in electing a president in this country. And since the Civil War, what government we have based on the Constitution is only an illusion. The people in all three branches of the government no longer represent you. They are only there to enrich themselves and to provide a barrier between you and the people who are really running things. In the 2016 presidential election, for those of you who don't know your history, the elite are using the same strategy to get Hillary Clinton elected that they used for Obama, Bill Clinton, and Woodrow Wilson. Three virtual unknowns who were all puppet presidents that spent the whole administration telling the public one thing and doing exactly the opposite in secret. The Clintons are two of the most corrupt people to ever reside in the White House. Hillary Clinton's email scandal and the Benghazi arms smuggling alone are enough to keep her from ever being a viable candidate. It's ironic that her ties to unethical legal practices during the Nixon-Watergate impeachment scandal have come full circle with the email scandal. If it was criminal for Nixon to delete 18 minutes of tapes connecting him to Watergate, then it is damn sure illegal for Clinton if she hid and deleted emails from the public. It's both karma and common sense. And during the Reagan administration, if arms smuggling during the Iran-Contra affair was illegal then, illegally smuggling arms through Libya without congressional approval is still a crime now. If Congress did its job, Obama and Clinton would both be done. Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump, he's the Teddy Roosevelt of the 2016 election. He is not in the election to be president. He is there like the bull moose to split up the Republican Party, as you can plainly see. He is part of the elite and is not going to burn any bridges to make America great again, regardless of what he says. He is part of the system that got us where we are today. It's all political theater. And Bernie Sanders, after playing his part, is going to walk away a very wealthy man. That being said, we can take back this country. People of the world, if you don't jump on board and help stop the people behind the crime syndicate that is the U.S. government, things are only going to get worse. I cannot do this without your support. To jump on board and contact me, or to make a small donation, contact me by mail. It counts 2016 P.O. Box 10066, Loves Park, Illinois 61131. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Randall Counts. And look for my other campaign videos on YouTube. And always remember, the truth, people, will keep you free. I'd like to thank the good people at the Fairfield Inn Marriott in Rockford, Illinois, for the hospitality in making of this presentation.